Hello, I'm Sally Pointer. We're having a really good autumn for acorns this year. The tree at the bottom of my garden has produced fantastically. Now, the last time I made a video on acorn flour, we mostly made bread with it, and that was delicious. But I want to try something different this year. So I'm going to have a go at a batch of pasta, which is made with equal parts acorn and plain flour. And let's see how it comes out. I do have a video from 2 years ago which goes into my leaching and grinding method in more detail, but it's really simple. All you need to do is crack these open, peel off the shell and get them into soak. So I tend to whack mine with a nice handstone, give it a good whack. The shell will come away quite easily and it will leave you with 2 halves of the acorn. Now you can leave it as is, or you can chop it into smaller bits and then just get it underwater in a bowl or a pan. And you want to be changing the water at least once a day, a couple of times if you can manage it, for about a week. So I shall get these peeled and chopped and we'll get these going. See, it's as simple as that. Check your acorns as you whack them. If you get any bits that you're not happy with, just leave those out. But other than that, just keep giving them a whack. Peel off the shells. Some come more easily than others. And I think it's the law that any stunt ones that I pick out won't break easily. Snap them if you want. These are lovely big acorns, so I will chop these a bit as well. And don't forget that it is the law that you must draw silly faces on at least some of your acorns. Don't ask me why, you just have to do it. Once I've got a decent handful, I'm just going to very, very roughly run a knife through them. The smaller pieces, the more surface area, which means the faster the tannins will leach out. But I'm not being too refined about it. It'll all sort itself out. So just a quick chop through. And then pop them into water. So any bits of shell that you've missed can be picked off. Let that soak. I've got quite a lot more to do, but that's my first pannikin's worth. And certainly for the first day, I'm going to change the water 2, maybe 3 times. I'll save that for dyeing. After the first day or 2, once a day will be fine. And hopefully, end of the week, that will be perfect. A week later, and these have had the water changed every day, twice in the first couple of days. All I'm going to do now is strain off the water. I'm not keeping this last batch. I'll get the rest of those in a second. Get these really well drained. I'm going to spread them out on a tray to dry, and then we'll let them dry out over the next day or 2. This is just about dry now and ready for grinding. Now, in my previous video on making acorn flour, I did it all by hand in a stone quern. I am really swamped with work at the moment, so I'm afraid it's the food processor. Just do it in small bursts until you get to a fine flour. And there's no harm in giving it a whiz, and then if you think it needs it, laying it out to dry for another hour or 2. Just make sure it's really dry and you should get fine flour. This batch has had 1 whizzing to get it to coarse grits, I suppose you could call them. There's still a tiny bit of moisture in there, which you could sort of expect when they've been soaked as fairly large pieces. So at this stage, it's going to have a few more hours drying, and then we'll do it again. So it doesn't have to be complicated, just trust what you can feel as you grind it to flour. And I think this is probably just about right now. There's a tiny bit of texture still to it, but you know, I quite like a little bit of texture in foraged flowers, and for this particular experiment I am going to be mixing it with ordinary plain flour, so could give it a bit more of a whiz, but yeah, I think that's probably all right. This rather nice little stoneware crock holds about 550 grams of flour, so that is not a bad yield for quite a small batch of acorns. That'll keep me in quite a few recipes, and I've still got time to set another batch up before the end of the year. Right, let's make some pasta. Because it's the first time I've tried this, I'm going to do a 50-50 mix. So this is just general purpose plain flour. I did wonder about using bread flour, but I'm just going to try plain flour for starters. And I've got 50 grams of it, and I am going to add 50 grams of my acorn flour. Nearly there. Perfect. I'm going to put this back in the food processor. I'm going to add an egg, possibly maybe just 1 teaspoon of oil. I think I might. A pinch of salt, and we're going to blend it really, really well. You could knead it by hand, but as I said, I'm pushed for time at the moment, so this is a quick trial, and then I'm going to rest the dough for a while. So that's the flour in the mix. That's a pinch of salt. This is just a drop of oil. I don't really know if that's needed or not, but yeah, well, let's try it and see what happens. And now I'm going to crack an egg into it. So there's the egg, lid on, really, really good mix, good kneading action needed, and let's have a look and see how it comes out. Well, I was hoping the blender was going to give it a really good kneading by itself, but it's mixed it together really nicely. But I think a little tiny bit of a kneading on a board, and that feels tiny bit sticky, so I'm going to put a sprinkle of both sorts of flour down and just knead it until it feels right. We want a nice smooth elastic dough. I think what happened here is that was actually quite a big egg, and this is quite a small batch of pasta, but that's all right. I've used the same mix of 50-50 acorn flour and white flour. Excuse the kneading action. I've only got one hand because the other one's holding the phone. That's already feeling better. Essentially, you want a dough that's nice and pliable but doesn't stick to anything. So I'm going to put the phone down in a second, finish kneading this properly. I'll knead it for probably 5 minutes, and then I'm going to roll it up, wrap it in cling film today, and put it in the fridge for at least half an hour to rest before we cook it. I definitely can feel the texture in that. If you remember, I deliberately was a little bit lazy with my flour grinding. Tiny bit of gritty texture there. That's either going to be interesting or it's going to be a terrible plan. We'll see. So I'm going to show you this again when it's kneaded and rested in about half an hour's time. Half an hour later, this has rested, and you can quite clearly see those slightly gritty bits, but texture looks good. Let's roll it out. Now, the general rule with pasta is roll it out as thinly as you possibly can. I'm leaving this at about 1.5 millimeters thick, which is pretty heavy for pasta, but because I've got a slightly crunchy texture, I don't want it all to fall apart. And this is the first experiment. If this works, I'll refine. I might even regrind the flour if I think it's necessary. Just the mixtures, and come up with something that I think I'll want to eat several times over the course of the winter. Now I'm going to cut it into thin noodles with a knife. Don't think that's bad for a first go. They are probably a little too thick, but look, the texture's okay. So we're going to gather those up. We are going to drop them into a pan of boiling water and cook them just the way you would any other pasta, so probably roughly 10 minutes. And then, the moment of truth, we'll see whether they're tasty or not. That's had 10 minutes now, so I have just turned the heat off. It's quite interesting that the water has acquired a little bit of brown coloration, which must be coming from the acorns. I'm going to strain this up. I'm going to taste it absolutely plain to start with because I want to be able to report back properly on what's going on. But I think probably this would lend itself to dressing with all sorts of interesting sauces. Well, they certainly smell good. I think there is no doubt that I've made these too chunky, but let me get a nice little bit. And I'm going to try it and I shall report back. Actually, those are really good. I can improve on these. I think, yes, slightly finer flour, definitely roll them thinner. It would take being cut even further with plain flour, so this was a 50-50 mix. I think the next time I try it, if I use 75% plain flour, 25% acorn flour, that would be really successful. But these are nice. They're nutty. The slightly crunchy texture, where I didn't overgrind the flour, is actually really nice. It's like little nutty nibbles in it. It hasn't got a strong taste. Brown, nutty. It's a good whole wheat pasta. So forgive the slightly inelegant presentation. I'm going to call that a win. I'm probably going to dress this now with a little bit of black pepper and olive oil. And I'm going to call that lunch. Try this. This is definitely a good use for a batch of acorn flour. You could use the blend however mildly you want. And with a little bit of refinement, I think this is going to make a very good hearty winter dish. Happy hedge bothering.